So, Hololive Third Fest just happened over the past couple nights, and it was amazing. Seriously, just stellar show in every single way imaginable. It really just blew everything before out of the water as far as I'm concerned. This was a big step up from previous Hololive shows, not only because finally they actually had a live audience there, which adds a lot, but the effects were just incredible. And it was almost as much a magic show as a concert, just because the way they managed to make the girls look real, like they were really there in 3D space, was pretty astounding. Like they used multiple angles, and you could even see like the live band to the side, and just the way they managed that was something to behold. And it was just like close to 5.5 hours, I think it came to, of just pure entertainment. Could not recommend it enough. Well worth the money. And because I really want to talk about it, I figured I'd go ahead and make a video. But a normal review I felt would be kind of boring. So I figured I'd go ahead and try something a bit different, something I've never really done before, but I've seen done before and have been curious to try, and that is make a tier list. And yeah, I'm going to be ranking every single song, every single performance from Hololive Third Fest on this tier list, and there are 55 of them, so this might take a while. Or 54, excuse me. 54 songs, and I have them all loaded into a tier list. The ones with just a Hololive member face are the solo songs, but there are also a bunch of group performances and duets and stuff, and those are these ones that might be a little bit hard to read because of how I did the images, but they are in order, so that should help me a lot. And I do have a set list pulled up to the side to make this even easier to go through. And yeah, before I get started, you may notice that the rankings go from A to SS+. That's because no one was bad. Everyone was amazing. Everything was great. Some things were just more great than others. So, yeah, this is like just a great performance. This is like a superior performance, A+. S would be like just something stand out and memorable. And S+ would be like even more so, like super memorable, like just really, really good. SS is just like flat out amazing, and SS Plus is like transcendent, I would say. Just I don't expect to put much here. It's there, but I'm going to try and limit that to only the things that really, really deserve it. And I can only think of a couple performances offhand that maybe qualify, so that's not going to be that populated. And I'm going to try and keep it fair. I mean, obviously my biases will come into play, but I'm not ranking the members. I'm ranking the performances and whatever member of them, and just how impressed I was with each one. So, yeah, even if it's a member I don't really watch that much or don't really know too much about, they may still rank really high if I just really, really loved the song that they sang and how they sang it and how they performed it. Because it's not just singing ability, it's the dancing, it's the performance overall, it's even like the effects. I mean, some of them just had really, really excellent like effects lined up to go with the performance, and that adds a whole bunch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And the first song was Shiny Smiley Story, and it was a group performance featuring everyone on that night other than the EN and ID members. And that was a bit different because if you've been around since Second Fest, and if you saw that show, you may remember that we started that show with like an opening act. Fourth Gen was billed as an opening act, and they started the show. They had like a song apiece, and then I think a group song. But for this show, they decided to do it a bit differently. The new people, which in this case is ID, Gen 1, and EN, they're kind of in the middle. They're not an opening act. And they didn't get a group song, unfortunately. But fair enough. I mean, it's kind of weird with how they divided it. You'd have to have, like, EN members performing with ID members, and it might be hard to coordinate that, I suppose, because from what I understand, the EN and ID members, other than Callie, they're, just, I don't even know how it works, because they're not in Japan. They're not at the studio, so they're doing this remotely somehow. But, beside the point, they didn't do that this year. They didn't have an opening act like that. They just started with a big group performance of Shiny Smiley Story, and it was really good. But it only qualifies for a lowest tier, because, I mean, I've heard Shiny Smiley Story a million times. Like, as a Hololive fan, that just tends to happen, I suppose. And it's a good song. It's a really good Idol song. It's a group number. It's how you want to start a Hololive show. But it's not the thing I'm going to remember, and, it's fine. It's enjoyable while you're hearing it and while you're seeing them perform it all together. And it was kind of cool that they did it with, like, a multi-layer thing. There was like a bottom grouping and then a top grouping that were kind of elevated over them. So that was neat. But it's just not really something I'm going to remember from the show. Just an A. Then we had the original from Marine and Fubuki called Happiness World. And something I should say before we go further is, if you're wondering about reactions to a lot of these original songs that were included in Third Fest, do not worry at all, because I reacted to a ton of Hololive original music in preparation for Third Fest. I did not want to burn my reactions, so I ended up recording, I think, like 7 different reactions to Hololive original music. And, it was a lot of work, but I thoroughly enjoyed almost all of it, so it was well worth it. And it definitely prepared me for the show, because they did indeed perform a lot of the songs that I ended up listening to. And one of them was Happiness World, which was a really, really fun song. And, Marine and Fubuki, they go well together, they sing well together, and the song is fun, the performance was really memorable. About where to place it, though, I'm kind of torn between A+ and S. Because, well, it was really, really good. It wasn't quite S+ tier. And I know this is going to sound kind of arbitrary, apologies for that, but that's kind of how these things go, these tier list videos. It's all a bit arbitrary. I think it deserves an S. I mean, there was really just, the chemistry was very apparent between the two, and I think they just really made it work. Then we had Kanata, who sung her original, which was called Tokusha. This is hard to say. Tokusha Seisan Wanderlader. Okay. And this is a song that when I reacted to, and spoilers for the reactions, because I am going to talk about my thoughts about the songs going in before I saw them performed, as I talk about the performances. So yeah, with Kanata's song, it was a song that I liked, that I appreciated when I first heard it, when I first reacted to it. But I didn't really love it. I guess it's just not quite what I'm looking for from Kanata exactly, because I've seen like a bunch of stuff from her, and I know what she can do, and it's a really happy guitar pop type song that I think was useful as her first song, her first original after Coco graduated. And yeah, I appreciated it. But when I saw her perform it live, I think I kind of found a new love for it. I think seeing her put the energy into it, seeing her dance, seeing her really just throw herself into the song, I really kind of just felt it resonate with me a whole lot more. And I think Kanata gets an S+, because she really, really won me over hard with that. Then we had Polka, who did Hologram Circus, which was, I guess, probably the best original for her to do. I mean, that was an interesting reaction. when I did the polka songs. Po Po Po, that would have been a showstopper. But yeah, Hologram Circus is just a really, really solid one. And polka has an infectious amount of energy. She is just a really, really good performer. And I really enjoyed that one. And I think it gets an S. Yeah, solid S. Can't really say much more than that. Then we had Corone, who did a cover. She sung a song called Airman Ga Tausenai, which is a song I've never heard before, but it was pretty cool, kind of a rock song. And yeah, the thing that everyone's talking about and that everyone remembers is that she did a flip. She did a flip somewhere in the middle of her song, and it was pretty cool. And the song was good too. I don't think doing a flip really is something that's going to give you an automatic S plus or higher, but I mean, she was good, and I think it was also a solid S. Then we had Candy Go Round It, which kind of surprised me. This was like the only one of the Bloom songs that was performed, because they wrote a whole bunch of original songs back for Bloom, which was another concert from last year, and there were like a bunch of group songs, and a lot of them are really good, like Suspect and Stardust Song. And I was kind of surprised that other than this one, we didn't really get any of those songs. And it was performed this time by Subaru, Matsuri, and Nene. And those are three just consummate idols. Those are really, really good, strong performers. And it's a great song, and they really just put the right amount of energy in it. And it was just so much fun to watch. I don't really know. I mean, thinking about where to place it, I just feel like so much is going into S, but I think that's also kind of where this belongs. It was just a really, really good one, and something that I will, in fact, remember quite a bit. Then we have Fubuki, who goes in A, and there's a reason for that. She performed Sei Fanfare, her signature song, pretty much. And it's a really good song, and I like it, and I love hearing Fubuki perform it and seeing her perform it. But she also did the same song at Second Fest, and I think every other show where I've seen her. And I just was really hoping for something new from her. It's like I've seen this before. It's great, but I just wanted something else. And I did react to her other original songs, and I kind of understand it coming from that perspective, because Fubuki seems to be on a somewhat different path from a lot of her peers. Her original music seems to be a bit more experimental, a bit less. It's kind of a far cry from the usual idol pop. It's less focused on her and more just focused on like a full unit with the musicians, and like really the music is strong on it. It's very, very different. And I guess maybe that won't really fit with this kind of show. I don't know. I mean, a lot of them did covers, so she could have done that. Just done something new. But it was good. It was still good. I mean, it's Fubuki singing Sei Fanfare, and I mean, what more could you want? But I just wanted something that I hadn't seen before. Then we had Ozki doing a song I had never heard before. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to everything. I got to everything except Ozki and Sora's songs, just because they had way too many. So I wasn't able to really crack that yet. I do plan to in the future, but I didn't get to all the Ozki and Sora songs. So the first time I ever heard her original Gamen no Naka no Kimi ga Suki was here at the show, and it was really, really good. Ozki's voice is incredible, and it was a really strong performance. She's just a consummate performer, and I hate to do it. This row is looking really populated, but S feels right for Ozki. Yeah, really impressed, and I can't wait to listen to more Ozki music, because she's just great. Then we had Nene, who did her song Nene 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 Dai Bakuso, which is a silly song, but a very fun one, and very Nene, just pure personality. And she performed it perfectly, and it really worked the crowd, and it was just delightful. I think Nene gets an S+. That was a really, really good performance. And yeah, I think it's deserving. She was great. She is made to be an idol. Then we had Law Evading Rock, which was done by Hachima and Polka, and this was a cover, and it was a kind of neat little rock song. I'd never heard it before, as was the case with most of the covers, I would say. But yeah, Polka and Hachima, the Chaotic Blondes, really a great matchup. I'm glad that they were paired together. And yeah, they made it work really well. But, I mean, there were better things. I think this is going to be our first A+. It was really good, really solid, really strong. But not quite at that S mark for me. I think, yeah. Then we had Luna, and Luna is an interesting one. She did her original Zettai Chusei Nano Nanora, which is a song that I appreciate. I reacted to it, and I thought it was good. I thought it was very solid. Luna is a performer, or as a member of Hololive, is one that I'm not sure I quite fully understand the appeal of. Just the whole annoying baby thing is kind of a bit weird for me. But when I watch her perform, somehow it works. Somehow when she's on that stage, she makes her mannerisms just really appealing. And she brought so much out of that song. Comparing hearing it, just the audio, which it didn't even have a video, to watching Luna dance and sing it and just emote through all of the lyrics was just complete night and day. And it was really, really incredible, really strong, really memorable. Luna actually gets an S+, which may surprise some people, but yeah, that was fun. It's like half idol pop and half performance art, and it was great. Then we had Miko, who did her original Kagetsu no Yume, which is like a EDM type track with like some vocal distortions or something. Very different. And it wasn't really my favorite, but I think I appreciated it more after day 2. Day 2, there was just so much idol pop and like so much like chipper idol pop that something a bit more mid-tempo. I realized how important that was to have something that was kind of like just a nice change up. And I thought about Miko's performance, and it made me just sort of realize how valuable it was. And I think because of that, I'm going to put her at A+ instead of A. Then we had Marine, who actually I think is the only one who debuted a brand new song at Third Fest. Yeah, she debuted a new song called Marine Set Sail, and it was great. It was like really, really good. Like the song is this big, epic, kind of theatrical pirate adventure song. That's probably the best way to describe it. And it's very different from Ahoy. I mean, both are pirate songs, but Ahoy is like really chipper and cute. But this is just like epic and grand and just Marine. It really, really gave me a chance to see her vocal range and her vocal ability in ways that her other songs haven't as much. I mean, because Ahoy, it is just this cute song, and Unison isn't really focused on the vocals too, which is why I think she probably didn't bother playing that, even though it was a big song for her. Because that could have been her song. That was her most recent single. But this was a song made for performance, and she did it so well that I'm going to give her SS. Then we had a interesting cover of Death Should Not Have Taken Thee. And this was done by Luna and Noel. And this is a song I actually know. This is a Vocaloid song that I'm familiar with. And I gotta say, it was the perfect choice for these two, just thematically. And it really further showed just how skilled Luna is. Just that she was able to keep up with this and actually perform this really, really fast-paced, crazy Vocaloid song. And Noel, too. They really just did it. They went for it, and they put their all into it, and it was very, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I gotta give it an S+. And then the moment that everyone was waiting for happened, and we decided to finally get our Hololive English debuts in, and it started with Gura. We had Gura come out and sing Reflect, and 3D Gura was everything I imagined it to be. Her dancing was great, her singing was great, her the song, of course, is probably my favorite VTuber song I've ever heard. And it's hard for me not to put it in SS+, but I think SS is probably more fitting. Does it really reach that transcendent mark? I don't think so, but it was just everything I wanted from Gura, and it was something that I'll be wanting to go back to again and again. And just a great, great performance. Then we had Ame come out with Pururine, however you say it, the pudding song, the one she debuted with. And yeah, I mean, I kind of expected that. I mean, she obviously is the only one in Hololive English who has no originals to her name. So she was going to do a cover, and she basically knows two Japanese songs, Pururine and Okami Blues, I think is the name of the other one. And I'm not surprised she went with this one. I mean, even though it was the song she's debuted with, so to a lot of fans, it's probably the song she's the most, associated with. So maybe she would have wanted to do something a bit different, but no, I think I respect her going with this, and she really made it work. She was really, really cute. She worked the stage. She was really Ame, and her singing, actually, I think her choosing Pururine actually highlights how far her singing has come, and how she really just hits that delivery right and makes it really cute. And, to be fair, she's at a bit of a disadvantage compared to a lot of other members, but she owned it, and it was really good, and I think she deserves, at the very least, an A+. Then Ina came out and did Violet, and it was beautiful. She just really captured this elegance, and it was, majestic. Ina was straight up majestic, and she sounded amazing. Her movements were great. Her stage presence was there. Her model is adorable. 3D Ina is freaking cute. Yeah, that's Ina. Then we got Muna. Yeah. Muna owned the show. She was amazing. I was floored by her performance. For one thing, her model is just, hot. Her design is incredible. But seeing it in 3D, seeing that model, that just made me appreciate her design even more. It was, just so good. And she performed High Tide, her most recent original, which is a song that you may recall in the video that went up a couple days. I said, I was kind of iffy on it. I was like, I like it. The video is really cool. I don't know about the production. It's kind of not my thing. Yeah, I think I was maybe a little bit wrong. That song is incredible, and I think Muna proved it to me with just her performance, her stage presence, and just how she just put herself into it. I actually think maybe the video is a little bit distracting. It's really cool. It's really awesome. But just seeing Muna dance to it and feel the song and just push it, put all that energy out there. That sells it just infinitely more, I feel. And it was like next level energy. And definitely one of my favorite moments of both nights, for sure. Just, that's not the right one, is it? Or, I'm just looking. Yeah, we didn't have Ghost. We had, oh, these are in the wrong order. Okay, Solar System, Disco. I thought I had them all in the right order, but these things happen, I suppose. Yeah, Solar System, Disco was how I filled that up, and that was with Corona and Miko, and yeah, it was really good. This is one where they had like full-on pyrotechnics going off during the performance, which was pretty cool. I think maybe it had a bit of a hard job following Muna and the others from Ian. We're going back to the JP members now, and whatever was going to come next maybe just wasn't going to compete with what came before, but it was still really good. I mean, they're both excellent performers and just have a lot of energy, and it was good. It was a strong showing, I would say. So A+. Let's just move this. Okay. Or I think it's after. Is that right? Then we had Noelle, who did her original. Looking at my. Okay, there it is. Just gotta make sure I'm doing everything in the right order. Then we had Noelle, who did Hominobi is the name of the song, her original, and it's a song that I really loved. I had a strong reaction to it when I reacted to it, as you'll see eventually. I mean, it's probably going to take a while for all the reaction videos that I recorded to really all get out there, but yeah, I really, really loved Hominobi from Noelle, and seeing her perform it was great. She did it quite well. She sang well. She had some rather rather interesting choreography. Some stuff that I appreciated in there. Definitely going to remember that. Was it the best performance of the night? I wouldn't really say so. I don't know. Even though it had some really memorable stuff, and I really liked the song, and I really like Noelle, I don't know if it really reached the same heights as some of the others. So I think A+ is probably where we're at. Then Hachima went out there and sang Infinity. And Hachima, of course, is probably my favorite of the JP members. She's the one that I watch the most, and I'm a really big fan, and I love her music. I love her stage presence, her energy. I mean, I basically bought tickets to From First because of her. That whole show, I bought tickets to that one just because of Hachima. And I mean, she's half of the reason that I bought tickets for Second Fest. Bloom, I bought tickets just because Second Fest was so amazing that I couldn't resist. But yeah, Second Fest, it was because of Hachima and Coco, because they were going to be there. But Hachima, she went out and performed Infinity, which is a really, really good song, and she did it very well. It was a very, very like emotional performance. You could really just feel the emotion in the song and her feeling the emotion as she sang it. And I just really felt it. It resonated. It was great. And I'm probably a little biased, but I love Hachima, and I think she did an incredible job with her song, and I think at least an S is warranted. Then Toa came out and did her song, what was the title? It was something in English. Where is it on my list? Born to Be Real, yes. Her big rock song, Born to Be Real, which is a song that I loved when I reacted to it. I really loved a lot of Toa songs, and this was in fact my second favorite. I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't my first favorite that she performed at the show, which was My Roar, an even heavier song. But I kind of understand. Maybe that would have been a bit too much for the Idol concert. But yeah, Born to Be Real is an excellent, excellent rock song with just a lot of power to it. And Toa, she sold it. She is like no one else in Hololive. And her voice is like no one else. Her strength of feeling her perform is something to behold. And she just killed it. Can't really say much more than that. She's an SS. I guess it wasn't really, but just to be fair, I'm not putting them in any order on the tiers, but just the order that I'm, yeah. And yeah, oh, it's still not the right order. Ghost was much later. I knew it was. Yeah, then we had Mosaic Rule. Yeah, Mosaic Roll Reloaded. This was Oski and Kanta. And a bit of a story here. As I said, I reacted to a lot of Hololive music just to kind of get myself prepared. And yeah, that included the group songs, the group originals, the duets that have been released. And I did a whole video, in fact, on group songs and duets. And there were two in particular that I fell in love with. They were, I think, Madarome is the name of it, with Toa and Kanta, and The Last Frontier with Suisei and Oski. So at this point in the show, everyone had been in a group song or duet other than Oski, Kanata, Toa, and Suisei. So here in my head, I feel it coming. I think I'm going to get the two songs that I really, really fell in love with, Madarome and The Last Frontier. But then this came up, and I feel like I was biased against it from the start, because everything about it was great. It was a really, really good performance. Oski and Kanata, they went together well, and Oski's voice was incredible, and Kanata really kept pace with her, and it was just as good, and the song was good. I was just disappointed it wasn't the songs that I really wanted to hear, and just meant that those probably weren't coming. So I think I can still give it an A+, because it was good, and I recognize, I mean, Kanata's voice, I think just hearing that get pulled out of her is enough. But yeah, a little bit disappointed, and that probably reflects it might have been higher for a lot of other people. Then we had Subaru, who did her song Pleiades, her original. And yeah, Subaru is an interesting one. When I reacted to her her originals, I thought they were really, really solid, but unremarkable, I would say. They were fun, bouncy. I think they both had kind of an island feel to them. But they weren't like anything that wowed me. And after watching her perform it, I think I understand that these are songs that exist to be performed at idol concerts. This exists to have Subaru dance it and move and feel the rhythm and just give her all as just the amazing idol that she is. And she was amazing, and the song was so much fun, just watching her move to it and just like fully just devote herself to just the feel of the song. And she really, really killed it, and I don't think it's quite SS, but S+ for sure. And I think I would say similar things about Matsuri, who did her original High Tension. It's just a really, really fun song that benefits from this whole idol concert experience. The dancing and the interactions with the crowd and just her like going back and forth. I remember that part really well. And she was yeah, just an excellent performer and really sold the song and made me appreciate it more. I don't think she was quite it didn't quite wow me as much as Subaru, but it was close, so I think S. Then Suisei came out with Stellar, and yeah, she is stellar. Her original, yeah, this is not my favorite Suisse original song. I have several others that I prefer, but I think I kind of realized that this would probably be the one. I think it does like a ton of views and just seems to be one of her bigger songs. And it's with that big producer, Taku Inoue, who worked with her in Cali before. And it is a good song. It's a really good song. And her vocals are just, I think, peerless. I mean, I don't know, like maybe Risu's on the same level, just about. But few in Hololive are quite there for Suisse. And that says a lot. I don't think she was quite SS Plus, though. I don't think, I mean, the vocals were flat out amazing. And maybe it's just not my favorite song. But even then, the performance, like the dancing, it was good, but it wasn't like the best of the night. It was just standard, really good. Standard level of excellence. I actually think, for me personally, I think this might be higher for a lot of people, but S plus is probably the highest I can go. But her second song, her song with Toa, which was her other original, Ghost, which is one of my favorite Suisse originals, was handily SS. Like that was really, I mean, it's a great song to begin with, and Suisse killed it. But when you add in Toa, who I also think is just flat out amazing, that just only makes it better. Especially since Toa does have that deep, low range, and it's just such a different element whenever you add that to a song. Like, she complements Suisse in such a way. There's something that Suisse alone can't quite achieve there, and I think that really just made for a flat out amazing performance, and definitely one of the highlights of the whole concert. And after that, day one ended with Prism Melody, a song that ended both days, in fact. And this is the most recent Hololive big group song. And it is something that I did react to before the show. I barely noticed that it existed, but I did before the final reaction that I recorded of all this original music. So I did get that in there. So this was not the first time I heard it. And I gotta say that Prism Melody is good. As far as the Hololive group songs go, it's not really Shiny Smiley Story or Kirameki Rider. But it's good. And they did it well. I mean, all of them came out. And again, like with Shiny Smiley Story, they had the 2 tiers, and it was neat to see them. And they wore t-shirts, which was kind of cute. That was actually really probably the most memorable part of it all. The t-shirts. And some of them looked really good in t-shirts. Like, it was nice. But I don't think t-shirts alone is going to give this an A+. I think A is where that goes. And so does this. Again, another group song. I don't know, just maybe like the big full-on idol group songs aren't really my thing as much as like the solo performances. But, and then it also, as said, kind of comes down to, I mean, Shiny Smiley Story and Kirameki Rider are songs that I've heard just so much. They're nothing new to me. And then Prism Melody wasn't really my favorite. I mean, it was good, but not really great. So, yeah. All the group songs are going to go in there. All the, like, big, full unit, full day groups get an A tier. Then we had Aki for our first, like, I don't want to say real song, because I mean, Kirameki Rider was still a real song, but our first, like, I don't even know how to say it, but, like, the first group number, like, the trio, was At God's Mercy with Lammy, Aki, and Flair, our elf unit, which was kind of a neat thing. Get all the elves together in one group and have them sing a cover of a song that I don't know, but which was really nice. These three in particular, they went well together, I felt. All three of them just seemed very poised to me. And they had an elegance and just beauty to their voices, and they harmonized well, and it was really good. I think I would still probably give it an A+, though. I don't think it quite, like... I mean, it's close to an S. Like, it's probably borderline, but I think I'll give it A+, because there was, like, better stuff. But I was impressed with all three of them and how they came together. Then we had Xion, who did her original Mage of Violet, which is a song that I really, really liked. I thought it was great. I don't know, though. Xion, to me, didn't really seem to have a whole lot of stage presence, at least on that song. Just, even though I really like the song, it's not really a performance that I think about as all that memorable. Hate to do it, but even kind of with like Fubuki, like it's just something, it was there, it was nice, but when I think back on the night, it's not really something I'm going to remember. Ayame came out with her original, her amusingly titled original, Yoi no Yo Yo, which is also a song that I really liked. It's just a fun, upbeat thing with like kind of Japanese traditional sort of melody to it, even though it's like a idol pop song. And she performed it quite well. She was really cute and bouncy and nice and just adorable. And the song was good. She sang it well, but I think for it was an A+. No higher. Then we had our biggest group song that wasn't the like full group for the day, and that was the 4-person Botan, Pekora, Lamy, and Watame. Yeah, it was our animal girls. Yeah, our lion, bunny, sheep, and wolf, and they fittingly sang a cover song titled Dobutsu Urunai, which I don't know what that actually means, but I know Dobutsu is animal, so something about animals. And there was like a cute animal background featuring like the actual animals, a sheep, a wolf, a lion, and a rabbit as their background during the song. And all of them were on point. All of them really sounded great and came together well. But still just an A+ for me. It's not really something that stands out all that much, even though I really liked it. Then Watame came out with My Song. It was an S. It was good. That song is great. She sang it perfectly and had a really good stage presence. Not really much more to say than that. Lamy then did her original, which is titled... how the hell do I say that? Asu Eno Kyo Kaizen. And she was really good. I really like her original. I think it's underrated. I remember looking at the view count and thinking more people should have seen this and responded to it because it's really good. It just feels really clean and polished and in a nice way. And that kind of describes Lamy as well and how she performs. And I think she just did an all-around good job. And the effects for her part were really beautiful. We had like a lot of snow effects, and it was pretty great. But in terms of ranking it, I think an S. I think an S for Lamy. Mel. Mel was incredible. Mel, just her dancing, her spirit, her full performance was just something to behold, and I just really loved it. I mean, I love her song period. I didn't even say, but she sung her original Chew the Night Sky. And she did it so well. It was just really captivating. Definitely up there with my favorites of the second day. S+ for sure. Pekora is a great performer. She did a cover song, and it was a song called Q&A Recital. Never heard it before, but Pekora went out there, really, really killed it. She was really cute, has great stage presence. I'll give her an S2. Considered A+, but I think she was good enough for an S. Then Choco and Mel came on and did Choco Melty, which is a song that I really, really loved when I reacted to it. And I loved the performance that they brought out as well. I mean, again, Mel is really good. I think she's maybe a little bit underrated. She's not really someone that people talk about a whole lot in Hololive. But she is adorable. She is a great dancer, really solid singer, and just overall a great performer. And Choco, she's good too. And I'm biased towards Choco because I really love her design and just her whole aesthetic and her whole attitude as well. Everything about Choco is something that appeals to me. So I'm a bit biased towards Choco, but Mel I think is just flat out, even without biases factored in, amazing. But I don't think Choco Melty was quite on the same level as Mel's solo. It's probably just biases that put it on S. I think maybe A+ might be a bit more fair, but I'm going to go S just because I remember really liking it. Okayu came on and did Mogu Mogu Yummy, which is probably one of the biggest earworms ever that Hololive has produced. And she was freaking cute. She was really, really adorable. She's also an S. I mean, there wasn't like anything like super crazy about her performance, which is why it's not higher. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. Choco, she did her Choco Love, her original. And again, I'm really biased, so I'm going to give her an A+. I will say maybe her stage presence isn't as strong as a lot of the others, but I like the song and I like her, so A+ is probably where it's at. And I mean, she was good. Like, there wasn't anything wrong with her performance. I'm just thinking in comparison to others. Then we had Aki. And Aki did Chalice, which is her signature song. And it much like Fubuki before, it's the song she did at Second Fest. So this is a repeat. 2 years in a row, she's done the same song. And you might be wondering, then why I'm not putting her on A tier like Fubuki. And the answer is that she freaking killed it. It was incredible. She started with a cappella, and just her voice filled that whole entire stadium. And I don't know if it was a stadium. It was like more of a theater. I'm not really sure what the venue was. But she filled that room, and just her voice singing out in like the most beautiful tone. And then even when the music came in, because she didn't go I kind of wanted her to go a cappella the whole way through. That would have been incredible. But when the music came in, it's still, the effects were beautiful. Her dancing, I mean, she is like one of the best dancers in Hololive, if not the best. And just watching her perform, she is so next level and so incredible. And yeah, she could have done another song. I mean, I would have loved to see Heroine Edition. That would have been great, but this performance of Chalice is, I think, the definitive one. Like, she really brought it to another level, I feel, and I was pretty floored by it. It's almost SS+. Then Roboco came on and followed it up with something that was almost as incredible, if not just equally so. Another SS. Roboco was amazing. And in such an understated way, her song, her original, what is the title of it? Her Koto Hona, or no, Koto Noha. Koto Noha. Her original is one that I really, really loved from the moment I heard it, when I reacted to it. And just watching her perform it, hearing her perform it, brought even more life to it, more power to it. And it is just this understated thing. It's soft, her voice is soft, but in just such an appealing way. It's really magical. And it really just resonated with me and made for an incredible moment. And then Myoshi came on. Callie made her 3D debut with Red, which is not what I expected at all. I was positive. I was convinced that there was no way she was going to do her 3D debut at Third Fest with any song other than her breakout first original ever R.I.P. I thought that was like a given. But no, she did Red, which honestly is not my favorite Callie song. I mean, you may recall when I reacted to it, but I think it was actually my least favorite from Your Mori. And I mean, I like it. It's good. Anything Callie does is great. But yeah. But still, that doesn't really take anything away from the hype of seeing Callie perform in 3D for the first time. Like actual 3D, like the other members, and not just like the VR chat stuff. And I was not disappointed. She was great. Was she transcended, though? Not really. She is my Oshi, but it wouldn't really be fair to say she was like one of the best things of the show. She was great. She did her song well. I mean, it's a very difficult song. She didn't mess up at all. Some of her dancing seemed a little bit silly, but she moved. She did a lot of... She was active and worked the stage. It was a great performance, but it wasn't like... I gotta be fair. S+ is probably the highest I can go. For Kiara, on the other hand... SS. Easy. Kiara was incredible. Kiara just dominated that stage. I was kind of shocked by how good she was. Just the way she moved. She did Hinotori, which actually also surprised me. I was kind of sure she was going to do Sparks. I kind of just felt like she... like Hinotori was kind of old news to her, and that was like her... like what she considered her signature song now with Sparks. But no, she brought out Hinotori, and just the dancing, she just didn't waste a single movement. Everything just emphasized the song. She is like made to be an idol. I don't know. Like, just the way she brought life to her performance was something to behold, and I really, really enjoyed Kiara's part. Then we had Yofi, who did her recently released original song, Q&A, or not Q&A, looking at the wrong, that was Peppers. But this one also has Q&A. It's Q&A equals E, and that was the original she released not that long ago, and that I reacted to also not that long ago, which you may have seen. I actually had to add more to a previously existing video just to get that reaction out. But yeah, Yofi did that song, and she was freaking cute. Her 3D model is like flat out adorable. Like just seeing her dance. I mean, she was kind of like Ame in that regard. Just so cute. Just maximum cuteness to the performance and to her. And I mean, it's a cute song to begin with. So, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. But she really threw herself into it, and it was great. And kind of a bit stumped on where to put her. But I think I'll put her with Callie up at S+. She was that good. And then Risu came back and killed it. Risu's voice is just like next level, like Suise's. I mean, I think those two are probably at the peak in Hololive. And Risu live, I think just you feel it even more. When I heard Alice and You for the first time, I was impressed, but just seeing her do it, like perform it, and it brought more out of the song. That one really got to me emotionally, and it was magical. Like that was close to SS+. But I think I'm only gonna have one song per day in that tier, and for day 2, it's got to be another one. Then we had a group song with Shion, Aqua, and Okayu, and it was a cover of a song called Phony, which I'm not familiar with. I believe other members have covered that as well. I seem to recall the name at least, though I don't think I've heard the song. And Yeah, this unit was they worked really well together. Yeah, it was good. I don't really think it was that memorable as far as the show went, but I remember them all being just. I mean, again, the group song after the ENID part kind of has a tough act, but I mean, I don't want to put it an A. I think A+. It was good enough for that, at least. So arbitrary. Then we had Flair come out with a cover song. She did not do her original Smile and Go. Is that the name? Sounds right. But then I'm looking, I know Sora did Step and Go, so am I just confused? But I think it's Smile and something. I think it's Smile and Go. But she decided to do a cover, and it's a song called Chikyu Saigo no Kokuhaku Wo. And it was a pretty inspired performance. Not really one of the peaks of the night, but all around just really, really good. Some strong vocals from Flair. You could tell that she really felt it. I think it's a solid A+. Mio came out then and did Howling, her original, and she was great. I mean, she also has an excellent voice. She's probably like up there, like just maybe like one notch below Suisei and Risu. And she's one that I really noticed last year at Second Fest. Like, I don't think I had seen anything from Mio at that point, and seeing her at that show, I just was suddenly aware of this vocal talent. And yeah, she brought out Howling, which is a song that I really liked, and she did it great. She did a great job. I mean, maybe the performance, the effects were nice, though. It was visually, there's a lot going on visually in terms of, like, effects, I remember, and I don't think she really had a lot of dancing going on, but it's not really a song about that. I think it's good enough for an S. Let's just put it there. Then Botan came in with her original Lioness's Pride, which is another song that I really enjoy, and it's a fun song. It kind of fits her. It's a bit of an EDM vibe, a little bit, not just straight up idol pop, which I mean makes sense for Botan. You don't really think of her as like one of the conventional idol ones. And yeah, she did it quite well. She had a fair amount of stage presence. I think she's also A+ though. Like, it wasn't really like a peak for me. Then we had Aqua. And Aqua came out with Kaiso Resha, an original. And it's an original that I was kind of middling on in my reaction to it. And the performance was good. But I don't know. I mean, I think I definitely preferred the live version here to the studio version, I suppose, that I heard before. I think she brought out more of it. But in terms of songs and memorability for me, hate to do it, but I think it's down here probably. And Sora came out. And Sora's solo is an S+, I think. Close to SS. Sora is just like made to be an idol. Like I'm remembering more. No, I changed my mind. She was SS. Like, yeah. Yeah, just her dancing and her singing in the song. I mean, this is another one. As I said, I didn't get to all Sora's songs, so her original Step and Go, I don't think I've heard it. Although it sounds familiar. Has someone else performed it maybe, and I've heard that? I'm not sure, but I loved the song. I loved her performance of it. I think she had an incredible energy, and it was a highlight for sure. Like, really, really good. Then we had Sora's duet with Robico, Bring It On, and this is my other SS Plus. This was just fantastic, and something I totally didn't expect from these two, because most of Robico, what I've seen, is really soft-spoken and sweet like her, and Sora is this idol. But this cover song, this Bring It On, just kicked ass. Like, it was this rockin' song. It had like a rap breakdown in it, and they just did it so well, the two of them together, and I don't know. Something about it. And it also had the pyrotechnics again. Like with the Miko Koroni song, but it felt more fitting here because just the song had such bombast to it. And it was the most fun I had on the second night, just watching those two sing that song. It was really just killer. And yeah, it was the second to last song. And Prism Melody had the thankless job of following it up as a song that we heard the night before, sung by a different group of girls. Again, we got to see them in t-shirts, but yeah, still still doesn't make for more than an A. And this doesn't represent anything. This is actually just a template that I used to make all the other images, but somehow it got uploaded to the tier list as well. So there we go. These are my two favorites of the show, of each night, one for each. These were the otherwise most memorable parts, the SS. These ones were almost to that same level. These were really excellent. These were also just, like, good. I don't know. It's all meaningless, but it was fun. It was a fun exercise going through it all, and it's a good way to kind of review it, give you my thoughts. Again, I cannot recommend these shows enough. They are incredible, just flat out incredible entertainment, stuff I will remember for a long time. And again, this reached new heights. Second Fest was amazing, but this outdid it in every way. And I can't even imagine what Fourth Fest is going to be like. Because then my Ian girls might have idol outfits. Like, they might join everyone else and just be part of the regular show. And we could have, like, collabs between Ian and JP. And that would be so neat to see. Just Suisse and Callie do a song together. That I want more than anything. And we could work in Council as like the new crowd, Council and Holux, and I guess ID Gen 2, of course. Yeah, that show. I mean, by that point, I mean, that with those, if they're going to include all of those, that's oh, and Iris too. You can't forget Iris. That's 14 new members to add in. At that point, they might need a day 3 for Fourth Fest. I don't know. Or just make the shows longer. Which is one thing. The thing that a lot of people might notice if they watch the shows is that day 2 was a bit shorter than day 1. It was 2 songs shorter. And we all know why. It's kind of interesting because the 2 days have the same number of performers. But they clearly were going to have the same number of songs, even with 1 extra performer originally being scheduled for day 2. Originally there was going to be 20 performers on day 2 and 19 on day 1. It ended up 1919, but 2 songs evidently were cut. Because Ayame did not get a group song or duet. So clearly there was going to be an Ayame Rushia song in there. And of course Rushia's solo, but those did not happen. So day 2 ended up, I guess it was too late to reorganize, give Ayame a different partner, and I mean, with all the work that goes into this, I guess it makes sense. But that's kind of a shame. Yeah, this was a fun exercise, and I don't know. Tell me what you think of this. Was I good at this? Did I explain it well? Do you have different thoughts on the show if you happen to see it? Did this make you want to see it? I mean, you still probably could. Eventually it'll be on DVD, I believe, or some form of home release, probably digital as well. But I think right now you can still buy the tickets on the ticket page and watch the show up until I think the 19th of next month. Yeah, it won't be live, of course, but you could watch the show still if you're willing to pay for that. But yeah, really, 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 really good stuff, and I can't wait for more. I hope there's another show actually between. I mean, there will be. You know, there will be. There will be something like Bloom, something like From First, maybe with a smaller group, but they'll do more concerts because I'm sure this went well for them. And there'll be more 3D stuff from people just on YouTube. Like Callie's doing her 3D concert coming up for her birthday. And of course, others will do that too. So there's probably a lot to look forward to. And this was just the sign of how excellent Hololive can be. And again, the technology is so good. They really make these anime girls look real. And it's incredible. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. How long did this end up being? Oh god, an hour. Over an hour. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this non-reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.